I'm Andrew the Astronaut, and today we're going to be continuing my Minmus Basecamp series, which I started a few weeks ago with the release of the episode A Minmus Space Station, which I will put a card on screen so that you can go watch it so that the series actually makes sense to you. So today we're going to be designing a surface base to send to the surface of the minty moon of Minmus. And I think a lot of you really seem to like Minmus. It performed really well as one of my videos. And now we're also going to be constructing a rover for the next episode of this series. Maybe even a SSTO or something like that. But nevertheless, let's talk more about this base's construction. It is a folding base, meaning that it has it's packed up neat and nice and clean before we launch it. And then once we're in space, we can unfold it into a much bigger scale. And the reason why I'm doing this is so that I can have a realistic looking rocket. And it's not totally necessary. You can make as big of any Franken rocket as you want. Go ahead, Franken rocket meme makers. You can do whatever you want. And especially you, cursed rocket guy on Twitter. Anyway, on to more convenient things. This is the ore refinery part of the base, which, I mean, we don't really need it, but let's just say that it's like a water purifier so that our crew can have water and snacks. Maybe ore can be turned into snacks. Have you ever thought about that? Probably not. And there's that giant senior docking port. Maybe we'll add a really big rover to resupply the ship, the base, with electricity and more consumables and stuff. But nevertheless, let's continue. So you can see that there's another small docking port on this arm to your left. I'm just gonna place a better adapter on it, and that could be used as a spot to mount smaller rovers, made out of those Mark II cans, just the rover can version. And I actually quite like these Mark II lander cans. There's one of my favorite parts. I actually prefer the new texture rather than the legacy texture. I know a lot of people say that, oh, the older texture the better. Same thing with a lot of games like Minecraft and stuff. But anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. What are we doing here? Well, we're building the solar array arm to provide power to the base. Now, actually, when we land this base, I actually landed the wrong way, so we're gonna have to relocate it. Which is quite hard, because as you can see, the center of mass is quite offset from the center of thrust. You can see right there. But, alas, that makes this thing very difficult to land, so it also makes it very hard to relocate, so I'm just going to skip through the relocating bits in a minute when we actually get to that part. But anyway, we are making the landing legs so that this thing can actually stand up. And we're going to need to add a bit more. And again, guys, I've just been having this weird issue with not being able to zoom in the VAB. Do you guys know why? If you do, put it in the comment section or tag me at my forum profile, or my KSP subreddit account, which will be linked in the description. Also, one more thing. Do you guys remember, if you guys watched my last video about the Minmus Basecamp episode 1, then you know that I had to use cheats in order to get into Minmus orbit because the game just wasn't cooperating. I really hoped it wasn't going to happen again, but it happened again. KSP, what is up with you? Pretty sure it's nothing wrong with it. By the way, we're in the testing phase at the base right now. Anyway, where was I? Yes. So, yeah, we're gonna have to use it again in this video. I don't know why. Can someone really help me solve this without just time warping endlessly in a loop? Because I don't want to do that. It's just boring, and I'm trying to make content here, guys. And then content is sped up, so I don't want it to look nauseating. Anyway, here we are in the testing phase of the base that I'm still constructing. And I just want to see how it all looks with everything on. And yeah, it looks quite satisfying to me. So we're going to pack it up into a launchable chunk. But first, we're going to have to add the landing leg placement to be a bit better. And there we go. Now we can start packing up the awesome base. Has anyone anyone also wanted this feature in game, like why can't you just make your, if you click G when you're flying a craft, it retracts all your landing gear. But why can't we do the same in the VAB? I have to literally go and click every single one of them. It's very annoying. So, squad or private division, y'all, just add this feature. You guys just released 1.12.4 and really disappointed me because it doesn't work on Mac. Simple-minded. You never thought about your Mac users? Well, here's one right here complaining, right on YouTube. Anyway, we really want that feature. Please give it to us. Please. Off that little tangent that I had just there, we are now constructing the payload fairing, and here am I trying to zoom out, literally just zooming out like a centimeter every time I do that. I'm gonna have to be doing that a lot during this video, during the construction, so be warned. That's what I said. And here we are. We're gonna add the transfer stage. This transfer stage really mostly should have been used for like a Duna mission because this is incredibly overpowered for what it is. Anyway, we're gonna add this vector stage, and I don't really like vector upper stages, but really the only choice I had because the other choices were like really bad. Anyway, we're gonna add a very Saturn V-esque booster, just heavy, because it has 13 Mastodon engines, which are the most powerful engines in the game. And that's not counting the Mammoth, because the Mammoth is in an awkward profile. So technically, the Mastodon is the strongest and most powerful engine in Kerbal Space Program. And we have 13 of them. And here we are cutting up to the flight. I decided to just skip the launch because, it's... I feel like mostly in this series, I'm just going to be speeding up the launches a lot because I don't want you to get bored of transfers to Minmus and stuff. So, yeah, maybe for the next episode, I'll speed it up a bit more and also cut a bit more out. Because this video, it's a pretty long one. It's a pretty long beast. So, yeah. Look at those amazing plumes I bought by Waterfall, by the way. Also, has anyone managed to, how do you make the vectors not look like this? Because I can see the plumes when I'm viewing a fuel tank. Like when I'm looking from straight above, I see a payload fairing, a fuel tank, and bam, the top of the engine plumes. That just looks really weird. And that's only a Vector and Mammoth issue. It's not wrong. It's not something wrong with the entire mod. It's just something wrong with the engine or some kind of config I'm using wrong. So, can you guys please tell me, because this is getting very annoying when I'm filming content. See, the Wolfhounds are fine, just the vectors are weird. So, put that down in the comment section below, and also some suggestions for our next video. Maybe a rover, like I mentioned. Maybe some cargo SSTO vehicles. You guys can come up with what you guys want, because you are my viewers and subscribers. By the way, I thought because I haven't uploaded that many videos in a while, I would lose subscribers, but no, I actually gained a few. We're at 326 now, and I'm shooting for pretty sure we're not gonna make 500 by the end of the year if unless this video is super popular and gets millions of views and a bunch of subscribes come. But in my dreams, basically. But we can shoot for around 400 or maybe 350, and that'd be pretty cool. And the reason why I haven't been uploading content recently is because, well, it's been the end of the first semester of my school year, and there's been a lot of grading going on. Don't worry, I aced all the assignments, but it took a lot of studying, and it also took a big chunk out of my YouTube time. So, as a student, I will constantly have to deal with these. I'm not an adult like Matt Lown that can literally just lounge around every day thinking about, what KSP content should I make? No, I have to just doze off in class and then think about it instead. Don't worry, I actually don't do that. Anyway, on to better stuff, because I really don't want to be talking about this right now, but here we are, trying to get our Minmus encounter, and it just never ever works. What is up with these encounters? It's just so hard to get. I don't know. I've gotten Elu and Jewel encounters better than a Minmus encounter. I've gotten Moho encounters, Duna encounters, Eve encounters, even Bop and Gilly encounters easier than I got this kind of encounter. Like, I don't know what is wrong with this. If anybody knows, except time warping excessively, because I'm trying to make content here, guys. Yeah, so please comment down below what you might think. Here we are, making another maneuver because my first maneuver to get a Minmus encounter failed. And, did it work? No. No, it didn't. I was furious. I had already put 3 hours into making this video. And I was like, you know what? If I do it a few more times and if it doesn't work, I'm just going to have to use cheats like last time because this is just weird and I have no idea how to fix it. The maneuvers show that I'll get an encounter, but it just never gets an encounter. So if anybody knows the solution to this, please comment down below and why this maneuver is really weird. There's actually a lot of bugs with KSP 1.12.3. I haven't updated to 1.12.4 because the version doesn't work on a Mac. I've tried, guys. I put it on the forums. People say, "Oh, just launch it directly through your file," and I did that, and it doesn't work. Private Division. I know that maybe you guys know that I exist because I've emailed you a couple of times, but can we please just remove that Private Division launcher? I feel like that's the issue. What's happening here? What's happening here is that the Private Division launcher is blocking the Mac from actually working properly. So unless you guys want me to stay on really old 1.12.3, fix it in 1.12.5 or a patch or something. Anyway, back to the Minmus encounter. I usually just go on like a better tangent on these little bits because, I mean, really, these are gonna get old soon, like the series. Here's that flickering again. I hate it when this happens. Come on, at least just... And then when I time warp, the encounter doesn't show up, and then it shows up again. And then I did it, and now the encounter's gone. I mean, like, what? Why? How is this possible? Like, it's not the first time this has happened. This happened before. And only with Minmus. Like, is Minmus cursed or something? It's not haunted, right? No, it's not Halloween. Halloween was like months ago. And I didn't even upload that one video on Halloween anyway. So, yeah, I just had to cheat myself into orbit. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Please don't roast me in the comments. And, oh, look, my disc is almost full because I've been recording for 3 hours straight. That's what you get when you use a Mac for gaming. Yeah, please help us reach 1,000 subscribers so that I could get a better computer. Anyway, here we are performing our landing burn, which is one of the more crucial burns because I really want to land in the Minmus Flats, but no, the world actually is not favoring me when I was recording this, and no, it would not allow me. So, oh well, better just land at the edge of it. I mean, what's the difference, really? The Minmus Flats are like one of my favorite spots in what? Why was that shaking? I was like, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Maybe it's the solar panel? No, it's the refinery module. I knew that one was trouble. It's just so bad. That's why I'm not putting the craft file in the description like I normally do with my videos. Because sometimes they're just bad. And other times, this happens. Now looking at this, when I was recording this, I thought it was like everything just shaking apart, but it's just the refinery module. Look at how much it's shaking. And I extended it. This is actually my first attempt, and boop! We bumped the deorbit and transfer stage. We try burning and burning. We keep shaking, and it's just so weird. Why? This is why I don't trust the Kraken. The Kraken will just rip my craft into bits. Like, how many times has the Kraken not favored me in this video? Well, here we come to our landing burn. We're on 3 because the 2 failures that we had during testing and then that wobbly thing. Does the Kraken favor me when I hit the ground at 40 that at 27 meters per second. No, actually, make that 19. No, it does not. So the Kraken did not favor me 4 times in this video. Actually 5, because in this, it also starts shaking. So, Kraken, please show mercy for at least once in your life of ruining players' creations. And here we are shaking again. I really hate when this happens. Robotics. I really hate robotics because of this one specific reason. I mean, they're not bad, they're just weird, and their physics are just, like, weird. And stop shaking. I mean, that's a good sign. Uh-oh. Can we land it? Can we land it? The center of thrust is in balance. Can we land it? Oh, we got to land it. But it's in the wrong orientation. I was quite happy when I made that landing and then just realized, wait a second, the solar panels are going to be blocked. So, yeah, we're going to have to relocate the base, which took a bit of time to try and do. Yeah. The Kraken, I mean, it's just been quite cursed. Anyway, here we are relocated and in a better spot, and we're going to grab our Commander Jorson Kerman to go and plant our flag, which is the most important part of any Kerbal Space Program mission. So, that's probably going to be the last thing we do in this video, and then we're going to send Jorson back inside because it's probably freezing out there, and we also want to reduce his temptations to eat the minty ice cream on Minmus. Pretty sure it's not mint. By the way, why do Kerbal actions like that not sped up when we're using time warp? Because I feel like they should be, just like how running is sped up when you time warp. Anyway, the flag is darkened out again. I hate when this happens. But this is our thumbnail shot right here, and I'll definitely use this for the thumbnail. I can't really think of a better shot than this. It's just the flag, the base, Minmus, everything. And a Kerbal, which is the most important part. And we're going to RCS jetpack our way back. And I have no idea what that purple dot is. Probably just a transfer stage. And we're going to board our little craft. Technically it's not that little. But it's really cramped because I filled up every single crew module. Anyway, that's it for me. I'm Andrew the Astronaut, signing off.